Everyone's time. We've had some fairly long meetings lately, so this one hopefully will be relatively short.
Sure.
So let me
And
pull
we're
it.
good to go whenever you are.
Okay. So can we start with roll call and then we'll be ready to go? So let me pull up the agenda. Yep. Okay, so Barry Del Cambry here.
Becky Kittleman here.
Bobby Hempling here.
Abe Smith here.
We also have City Attorney Megan Santee joining us, as well as City Administrator Amber Lewis.
Okay. Roll call is complete. I believe that gives us a quorum. We have 4 out of the 7. Can we motion to move on to public comments, or actually can we just move to public comments?
We also, looks like Pat just joined us.
Oh, hey, Pat.
You can just move on to public comments.
Is there anyone scheduled for public comments? Or like, is there anyone speaking?
If anybody is interested in speaking, go ahead and raise your hand. It does not look like we have any hands raised.
Okay. I always get this one wrong. So can we move, do we need a motion to move on to the agenda? The consent agenda?
Nope, you can just go straight into it.
Okay, so first item up, we need is talking about the minutes and action items from the July 8th meeting. Really on that one, we sent everything that we are working on over to council regarding the milk and cookies. So I think we just need to ratify the minutes. We don't have any outstanding actions. So we'll need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
And a second.
Second, Pat Sheehan.
Okay, and then all in favor?
Aye, Pat Sheehan.
All right, Barry Del Cambry, aye.
Bobby Hempling, aye.
Okay, I believe that
Abe
passes.
Smith, aye.
Yep. All right.
Becky Kittleman, aye.
Thanks, Becky. Hey, I can see you now. You were blocked.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my Zoom. I only have, I can only see one of y'all at a time, but okay, now that ends the consent agenda. Moving on to the regular agenda, discussion and possible actions on a budget for the RCDC fiscal year 2021, 2022. Ready to open that up for discussion. Did everyone get a chance to look at the documents at the agenda packet?
And this is the same information
Yep.
that the last couple meetings. It's just put into our financial software.
And then I remember that last meeting, I believe, or the meeting before, Pat, you had mentioned that you wanted to make sure that the headings, I believe, were correct, because it still says City of Rollingwood, but it does have the dash under the 500 RCDC. Is there any clarity on whether or not like this is the correct way from the city standpoint of how we should present this?
This is the only way, unless we had a separate license for our financial information. I mean, we could go in and manually change it every time, but it does show on the top left that it's our RCDC department, which is pretty much the best we can do for our software. It's still its separate fund. It's the RCDC fund, and it has the different departments in it. So that's
And Barry, this is Amber. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm suffering from a terrible chest cold, so I apologize for not showing my face. I'm at home today.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Yes, RCDC is its own separate and distinct fund within, so it complies with our fund accounting requirements, and it's labeled Fund 500. And so it is its own completely separate entity, still has completely separate bank account, but is just labeled as City of Rollingwood RCDC fund. I hope that helps clarify.
Yep. Pat, you're the accountant, I believe, on the RCDC.
I think we've got to work with what we've got. And
Okay.
I think, as long as everybody realizes that it's a separate legal entity, a separate corporation, and separate responsibilities, how they, report it, we can work with it.
Okay, so Pat, I'm gonna defer to you on this one. If you're okay with it, then I'm good.
Yeah.
And if we'd like to walk through the budget, it's not too much different than last year. We're projecting that sales taxes for next year will be about 150,000. We weren't quite sure how that would pan out this year because of COVID, but we're confident in that $150,000 number in revenues. And then as far as business promotion goes, on the page 2, we can spend up to 10% of our revenues. So we automatically budget 10%
Yep.
of whatever we project for revenues in that number. We do not project anything for a COVID-19 relief program next year. The $88,000 on page 3 is per the administrative services agreement with the city of Rollingwood. And that helps you pay for staff time, accounting, audit services, office space. It just helps contribute to the city of Rollingwood's expenses for the operation of RCDC. And then finally, on page 4, the MOPAC legal expenses is really the only project that we've heard so far. As you know, the park or the city always has the ability, you all have the ability to hear any kind of request at any point in time, and we can make those with budget amendments. They're really simple to do. So that's the only thing we know that's for sure on the radar. And so we plug that into the budget.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think there may be a couple other items that we'll get to in the next meeting that I'd like to bring up, but as you know, I was not able to really make the scheduling meeting, but I think last year's budget works fine as long as we have the space to do it. You know, we'll take on a couple of other items if we so be it. Like,
yeah, great point, Barry. This is pretty much what this is
yeah,
last year's budget.
I just wanted to make sure that we have like room because things inevitably pop up. So
yeah.
Someone's always going to come to us and ask for something. Okay.
And Barry, along those lines, I agree, things pop up. And I will say that we're a little under this year on spending on a couple things on the MOPAC issue that really, CTRMA hasn't really advanced the ball very much. So there hasn't been that much work on that. So we should be, unless anything unexpected happens, we should be under budget on that.
Yeah.
This year.
Do we expect that to increase next year? I mean, at some point they're going to move this forward, right? So
right now, we just had a meeting. Amy, Ashley, and I met with the new executive director of CTRMA just last week, and it was a really great meeting. I'm excited about working with him. Basically, right now, they are going through a process to determine if this is still a project that they want to pursue. And so if they determine that they do want to pursue this project, then they will restart the public engagement process.
So they're resetting. Is that what I'm hearing? And then layman speak and non-government speak, they're resetting the project.
I wouldn't.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just trying to.
They're reevaluating it.
Yeah, I think, Barry, what they're doing is they're evaluating where it is in process right now.
Okay.
And if they're going to resume it, and that's a yes or no question. If no, then there's really, or they're going to postpone it indefinitely. There's nothing else really to do. But if the answer is yes, part of that is to determine where in the process to pick it up and what to do with the work that's been done to date. But regardless if they're going to decide to move it forward, Amber's right. They're going to have to start with some sort of, it'll probably be some sort of open house, either virtual or otherwise, to actively solicit engagement and public information. One thing that the city's been doing a really good job of is and by the city, I mean Rolling Wood, has been with Amber, Amy Patillo, Wendy Hunley they've been very, very active and proactive in visiting with CTRMA and keeping abreast of what's going on. So they know that we're interested, so we will be part of the conversation if they decide to pick it back up, kind of dust things off, because it's sat idle for 2+ years.
Yep.
They're gonna have to dust things off because it's getting a little stale and decide if and how to move forward.
Okay.
Did I capture that okay, Amber?
Perfect.
Okay, so then I think, I mean, I'm okay with that approach. Do we need to vote on approving the budget for next year? Is that what we need to do? Discussion possible action on budget for 21-22?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll need a motion to approve the budget in its current form for 21-22.
I'll make a motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Did we get a second? Sorry,
I'll second it.
Bobby did. Okay, so then we have a motion and a second, and then we'll do a roll call on approving. Barry Del Cambria, aye.
Pat Sheehan, aye.
Bobby Hempling, aye.
David Smith, aye.
All right, the budget is approved for 2021-2022. All right, moving on to the next item, discussion on RCD financials through 2021. We kind of did that, but let's go back to it. Amber, do you want to take us through that, or Bobby?
Yeah, or Pat, would you like to?
Well, I guess, yeah, I mean, I'll do it real quick.
Great.
The balance sheet, we've got cash and cash items of 438,000. And we've got a payable to the city of almost 41,000. I guess my question for Amber is that part of that 41,000 is for the overhead accrued? Or what is it? I
I
guess.
assume so. Ashley, do you know? Let me look. It might be. That might be the comprehensive plan portion. Some
Okay.
of that.
I think that is, yes.
Okay.
Payable.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Or is that multiple items? Because the comprehensive plan was approved for 30.
Part of it, some of the MOPAC legal expenses are also being, and the way it works is we pay it from the city's side and then reimburse. So it may not just be completely reimbursed yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The year end is September 30th for the
Correct.
city.
Yeah.
So in our budget, we've got 9 months of income and we've got 3 more months to come. So we're going to be way over budget because our income's running $13,000 a month. So our income looks to me like it's going to be $145,000 for the year. It would be a projection for it versus the budget of 100,000.
So time to start helping some business get here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something to think about for the next meeting as we move forward. Anything else on that one? I mean, I think that those are good points, Pat, to know we'll have kind of an excess cash, so to speak.
Trader Joe's is doing good.
Yep, of course. Yeah, it's been good for it. Okay. So I think that's our last item. We'll need to have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Pat Sheehan, second.
Barry, do we have a motion and we have a second? I'll vote to adjourn the meeting. So Barry Del Cambria, aye.
Pat Sheehan, aye.
Becky Kittleman, aye.
David Smith,
Bobby
aye.
Hempling, aye.
All right, it passes. The meeting is adjourned. Amber and team, thank y'all. We'll see y'all
Thanks,
next month.
everybody.
All right.
Great meeting.
Okay, great. Awesome. Bye, guys.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.